welcome back to another haunt video. We're very close to the end here. We're on number 4. Now, I'm diving into this one unscripted because it's still fresh in my mind, and I'm pretty sure I can recount everything that went down without needing a script. So it's going to sound a bit jumbled, and my English is going to be bad, but then again, it always is. But, so let's get into number 4. So, at the start of this haunt, I said that I had one more haunt on Friday the 13th called Fright Farms, and I said I was going to include it in my haunt videos, and I was going to decide where it ranked on the spectrum. And surprisingly, it ranked higher than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be, probably like lower, still in the top 10, but no, it landed itself here in the number 4 spot. Yeah, number 4 is Fright Farms up in Norco. Wow. I was very surprised by this haunt. It was very elaborately executed and well done. It wasn't really... Now, let's just dive right into it. So first, before I just delve into that, let's go into the story. Story and theme is a small farm, kind of suburban farm area, is being taken over by a flesh-eating virus that turns people into zombies and makes them act erratic, and they go on a killing spree, and you follow a deputy and a young girl as they try to find their family, and you work your way through the city, witnessing horrible things and trying to escape zombies in from the safety of your car. So it's very, very, very cool. It wasn't as scary as the other haunts, though, but it made up for that with great storytelling. I felt like I was in a post-apocalyptic, starting to become post-apocalyptic town, being overrun by zombies, and I felt that I was along for the ride. And that kind of made me scared. Like, no, they didn't really run out the window. They'd look at you weird, they'd reach out to you, but they didn't, come up to the window and, bang on it like they did at O Tunnel Terror, Urban Legends, or Los Angeles Haunted Hayride. But the atmosphere was just so cool. It was super cool. The story they told was fun and super creative, albeit, kind of cliche, but still really cool. The finale was really fun. Just everything about this was just a great way to end off the haunt season. And it's sad that it had to be canceled so soon. Hopefully not. Hopefully it can make a comeback. But, God, what a great way to end it off. I just can't... If it does reopen before the closing week of November, do try to get into this haunt. Because, man, it was a blast. I had a blast. This is definitely the best drive-in haunt that I experienced, without a doubt. Super well done theming, super well done atmosphere, great story. Just overall, lots of fun. Don't go in expecting to be very scared. Go in expecting a great story and to be a part of an experience where it feels like you are following a zombie apocalypse. That's my review of Fright Farms. Let's go into the next one. Let's get into the top 3.
Well, we're here. The final 3. My 3 favorite haunts of all time. These 3 are just out of this world insane, and they're quite possibly some of the greatest haunts in America, dare I even say, because they're just that amazing. So let's start off the top 3 with, they're all great, with just a great one. That would be Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. Now, I went to this first in 2018, and I only went to it once. I haven't been back since. I went to it with my buddy James. I usually go to him with all these things, so shout out to my boy James. And so if you don't know, Universal Halloween Horror Nights, they usually take most of their mazes and ideas, they take inspiration, or they just base it entirely off of famous TV shows or horror movies. They had one with, the year I went, they did with Trick or Treat, Halloween 4, Curse of Michael Myers. No, it was Michael Myers Returns. There was a bunch more. We did 6 of the 9 mazes that were there that year. Those were, and the mazes there were Poltergeist, Stranger Things, The First Purge, Universal Monsters, Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers, Blumhouse, Chapter 2, Dread Time Stories, Terror Train, The Walking Dead, and Trick or Treat. And out of those 9, we did The First Purge, The Walking Dead, Trick or Treat, Halloween 4, Universal Monsters, and Dread Time Stories. So yeah, usually each maze is themed around a famous horror movie, franchise, or TV show. There are some cases where they do an original idea, like with Dread Time Stories that year. But also they've had original mazes in the past, like The Curse of La Llorona, and the most recent one being Holidays in Hell. So they've had original ideas. But mostly it's based around movies and TV shows, all in the horror genre. But a thing that I didn't know is if you go to Universal Studios Hollywood, it's a very big place. So this is easily the largest haunt I've ever been to, and there are scare actors around every corner. They close off some of the areas like Harry Potter World, and some other places. I think they close off like some of the rides too. I don't think the Jurassic Park ride was open when we went. And they close off that little section near Revenge of the Mummy. So basically, you're very content. It feels super large, but also feels very contained. And around every corner, you're gonna get scared. Because they're everywhere. And that toxic tunnel is a great scare zone, I must say, as well as the Holidays in Hell when I went, because then it was a scare zone. So yeah, it's super large, and the effects, since this is also at a movie studio, the effects are top notch. Like, holy crap. There are some practical effects in there and gore that just make you want to wince and just hide in mommy's room. Like, oh man, it's kind of gross, but it's super great. I think the best example being when we were in The First Purge. There's a scene where a woman looks like she's getting her throat slit. It's a very convincing wound, makeup effect. But not only that, they could have just done the throat slit, and it sort of looked gross, and it would have had a good effect. But no, when the actor does slit the throat, it triggers an effect that sprays fake blood on your face. Yeah, that happens. And whew, man, does it smell? Yeah, they make it smell. They just do a great job bringing each maze and scare zone to life. They make you feel like you're there, like really, and you just get immersed, and you either want to stay and be terrified or you just want to get the hell out of there because they're that good. So, oh man, if you haven't been to Universal Studios Hollywood Horror Nights, you gotta go. If you're a haunt veteran, you need to check it out because it's just an absolute blast to experience some of your favorite horror movies come to life and to get scared. And it's just an overall fantastic experience. An absolute classic.